guys, we are back again. Today, I'll be discussing an anime that has consistently broken the internet, Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen has shown us a lot of epic battles and some of the wildest powerhouses in anime history, like from cracked-out special-grade sorcerers who can go against nations to curseless sorcerers who turned the Jujutsu world upside down. There's an endless argument as to who the strongest in the JJK universe are, but that's what we're here to settle. Today, we're counting down the top 10 strongest Jujutsu Kaisen characters and seeing why they're so lethal. Let's dive in. 10. Toji Fushiguro. Kicking off our list is none other than Toji Fushiguro. In a world of curses and cursed users, you'd expect someone born without cursed energy to be at the bottom of the barrel. Well, that doesn't apply to this monster, the Sorcerer Killer. My guy's been hunting sorcerers like it's his game. Despite being born with zero cursed energy, Toji's mastery of heavenly restriction gave him superhuman speed, reflexes, and raw strength that made him a nightmare in combat. He has overpowered even some of the strongest on this list, being one of the 2 people who have ever defeated Gojo Satoru. He also easily overpowered Geto, Gojo's equal at the time, and humiliated Dagon, a calamity cursed spirit in his own domain. Toji is him, and if that doesn't qualify him for a place on this list, then I have no idea what does. 9. Kashimo Hajime. At number 9 is Kashimo Hajime, the 400-year-old mage who has always lived for battle. He agreed to be sealed by Kenjaku for centuries, just so he could fight a worthy opponent. He was the strongest sorcerer of his era, just like Gojo and Sukuna, making him one of the strongest in the entire series. My guy, who is basically an on-foot lightning storm, has his cursed energy with the property of electricity that imbues every single strike with a shock effect. He easily decimates Panda without breaking a sweat, and fought Hikari, one of the strongest sorcerers of the modern era. His innate curse technique allows him to transform his entire body into lightning. 8. Kinji Hikari. Placing 8th is Kinji Hikari, Jujutsu Kaisen's self-proclaimed gambler. Although he isn't exactly graded, he is considered very highly, as Gojo thinks that he has the potential to rival him someday, and he was a much-needed addition to Itadori and his team during the Culling Games. He's always been a rebel, getting suspended from Jujutsu High due to conflicts with authority. Hikari's cursed energy has a much rougher texture to it than others. He was told by Satoru Gojo that his cursed energy has an edge, giving his blunt attacks a sharp cutting effect. Then on top of that, toss in his absolutely insane close combat skills, and you've got one of the strongest modern-day sorcerers in the series. His domain expansion, Idle Death Gamble, has the potential to hit a jackpot and leave him in an invincible state for 4 minutes and 11 seconds, the exact duration of the Private Pure Love theme song. He can simply continue rolling for even more chances after that too. That makes him nearly unbeatable if he keeps on receiving his good fortune. He was so strong that he defeated Kashimo, the strongest sorcerer of his time, although Kashimo didn't use his innate curse technique at the time. 7. Yuki Tsukumo. Yuki Tsukumo, Todo's mentor, is one of the only 4 special-grade sorcerers in Jujutsu Kaisen. But what's so terrifying about her isn't just her rank, it's her curse technique, Star Rage, which enables her to control mass. This allows her to add mass to herself and her Shikigami Garuda, which is capable of easily defeating a special-grade curse. Imagine throwing a punch with the weight of a whole planet behind it. That's pretty much Yuki in combat. And the fact that she held her own against Kenjaku demonstrates that she is a force to be contended with. One of her attacks sent Kenjaku flying and made him question whether he could even tame the wild beast known as Yuki Tsukumo. She was even able to create a black hole that could easily destroy the planet. Number 6. Suguru Geto. Suguru Geto, the master of curse spirit manipulation, comes in at number 6. He's one of the only 4 special-grade sorcerers in the series, and his curse technique makes him a one-man army, literally. In his days in Jujutsu High, he was considered to be Gojo's equal with his abilities to consume and control any curse spirit he exercised, turning an entire army of curses into his private army. His maximum technique is called Uzumaki, and can combine a lot of curses into one powerful attack. His wisdom and tactics during combat also made him one of the most feared, respected, and deadliest characters in the series. He was unfortunately defeated by Yuta, and ultimately met his end at the hand of his best friend and rival, Gojo. Number 5. Yorozu. Sliding into 5th place is Yorozu, a Heian-era magician with one of the most shattered abilities in the anime, Construction Technique. This is an ability to build anything out of cursed energy, from ultra-durable armor to master-level weapons, making her one of the handiest fighters ever. She could also create the subscribe button whenever she wanted. I'm just kidding, but if you haven't subscribed, hit the button right now. She eventually came back in the modern era by possessing Tsumiki Fushiguro, Megami's sister. Her domain, Threefold Affliction, allows her to have a sure hit effect with any of the items that she has constructed. Although she was defeated by Sukuna, who used only the 10 Shadows technique, she did pretty well against a 15-fingered Sukuna. Did I also mention that she has an insane obsession with Sukuna? Yeah, she always believed that she could show him the strength and solitude that comes with love. Yorozu refused to believe that anyone else could do such a thing for Sukuna, and was intent on performing the act using all of her heart, but Sukuna didn't care about love. 4. Yuta Okotsu. Yuta Okotsu is the youngest special grade sorcerer, and by far the one with the highest potential. With his immense cursed energy, even greater than Gojo's, he sits at the pinnacle of the Jujutsu Kaisen world. He shares a common ancestor with Gojo too, Michizane Sugawara, one of the greatest sorcerers to ever live. Yuta is a genius when it comes to combat, and his curse ability is Broken Mimicry. It's able to copy and use any curse technique. He is followed by his cursed spirit, the Queen of Curses, Rika, who is a monster of her own. Yuta has defeated many of the strongest in the series like Geto, Kenjaku, Uro, and Ryo. He's one of the few people who actually has a chance to keep up with Sukuna, and his progression as a sorcerer is straight up frightening. Finally, we enter the top 3. These are the people who have changed the Jujutsu world as we know it. 3. Kenjaku. We start off with Kenjaku, the mastermind behind almost everything in Jujutsu Kaisen. He's an ancient curse user who has been around for almost 1,000 years, thanks to his ability to change bodies by transferring his brain into other people. Throughout the course of the series, he has inhabited different individuals and assumed different roles, like Noritoshi Kamo, Kaori Itadori, Yuji's mom, and Geto. He has lived for over a millennium, accumulating different techniques, gathering a wealth of knowledge and experience, making him one of the most dangerous players of the series. He's shown the use of multiple curse techniques and also seems to be able to bring out even more from the curse technique of his host, like how he's able to extract the curse technique from the cursed spirits that he's swallowed and use them for a one-time attack. Number 2. Satoru Gojo. Next on our list is the one who sits at the pinnacle of the modern era of Jujutsu, the Honored One. Immediately after he was born, Gojo shifted the balance of power in the Jujutsu world. With his Limitless and Six Eyes, Gojo plays around with space itself and is effectively invincible. His Infinity ability makes him invincible, infinitely slowing down any object that comes near him. His domain expansion, Infinite Void, traps the opponent in an infinite flow of information, basically rendering them useless by the sheer amount of information bombarding them. He effortlessly defeated Jogo, battling multiple Calamity-grade curses, where he literally crushed Hanami to death with just his cursed energy, and he fought toe-to-toe with Sukuna. He was so strong that Sukuna, who hardly acknowledges anyone, had to admit that he would never forget Gojo as long as he lived. The one reason he's not in the number 1 position on this list is because of the disgraced one. 1. Ryomen Sukuna. Sukuna was the strongest sorcerer in the Heian Age, the golden age of sorcerers. Sukuna lives for one thing, and one thing only: carnage. When he came back to the modern era, that is exactly what he did. He sits at the very top of the Jujutsu Kaisen world. He's a genius fighter with cursed energy mastery, a crazy innate technique that is still shrouded with mystery, and a domain expansion without a barrier, Malevolent Shrine. Sukuna is just on another level. This dude just casually destroys some of the strongest characters in the series like Jogo and Maharaga. The mere mention of his name brings shivers down almost everyone's backs. He alone sits on the throne of Jujutsu Kaisen. And that's our list. Have we put the arguments to an end, or do you believe that someone else should have been included? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more anime content. See you in the next one!